Come on, Mason, I want you to sit up and take a nice deep breath there. That's enough out of you two.
Why, my ear, you're not the king's man.
Oh, brother. Get back to lunch. Go on, get out. You fainted, Mason, that's all.
Why do you call me this strange name? I am Jean. I must return to my men and do battle for the glory of France.
Joan of Arc?
Oh, yeah, that's all we need.
The bells, they are calling me.
You just stay there and rest. You'll need your strength for the battle.
What I'm trying to say is I've got a photo of Lionel Fellows. Yeah, look at it and tell me if I'm right. Yeah, the two guys on the left. The other guy's handing him the envelope. That's Fellows, isn't it? God, if it is, I'm made.
It can't be.
What, you don't think it's Fellows?
Oh, yes, it's Fellows, all right. But that one on the left, that's Ted Douglas. What's he doing with a man like Fellows?
Are you sure it's him, Mum?
Oh, yes, definitely. I've looked across the desk at him often enough.
You know, there's probably a perfectly simple explanation why they're standing there. But I'm damned if I know what it is.
I'd better get in touch with him.
What for?
As Wally says, there's bound to be a perfectly good reason. We can't let this get out of hand.
There is another thing. I don't want to panic anybody, but I'm pretty certain that that photo was amongst the ones given to the women.
Oh, no.
It could be. I'm sure I had 2 or 3 copies of it.
Well, let's hope the women haven't seen it. I'd better take this print, Paul.
Well, I'll run a couple more off if you like.
No. And you're not allowed to let anyone else see it until I've had a chance to talk to Douglas, all right?
Okay.
You better go home. I'll see you later.
I don't know why she's so worried. I mean, if there is some dirty business going on, it'll look good for her to help expose it.
Yeah, but only if it's handled properly. I mean, these things have a habit of backfiring, don't forget.
Yeah.
Yes, Mrs. Reynolds?
I wonder if I could see you rather urgently, Mr. Douglas.
Yes, concerning?
I've got a problem I'd like to talk to you about.
Mrs. Reynolds, I'm very busy at the moment. I can't just drop everything and rush down to the prison without a very good reason. Now, what's wrong this time? Fire or riot?
Well, I'd rather not discuss it over the phone, not with 2 switchboards between us.
Well, I'm sure it all sounds rather intriguing, but I can't get there till tomorrow morning.
All right. Could you make it as early as possible? You will realize how important it is.
Yes, all right. Goodbye.
Dear ladies, I realise it was quite rude of me to start shooting film of you without asking permission. I just didn't stop to think. You were all such interesting subjects.
Hey, get him. We're people, not subjects. We're all subjects of the Queen, Maxie.
Do you mind? Shut up. Do you want to hear this or not? Right. Judy Bryant suggested you might like some of my photos to decorate your room, so here they are with my compliments and apologies. Yours sincerely, Paul Reynolds.
Kind of him, isn't it? Offloading his rubbish onto us.
Oh, I think he's really sweet.
Oh, I like this one.
Hey, you beauty, here's one of a mob of bikers.
Oh, anyone we know?
I don't know how you could tell. They all wear helmets and dark glasses.
I don't recognise their leathers, Lizzie.
Now, there's a familiar face. Ted Douglas.
Is it? I'll put your glasses on, Lizzie.
Struth, he's gone up in the world.
What?
You know who that is with him, don't you?
No?
Mr. Lionel. Hell, it is too.
Mr. Who?
Lionel Fellows, one of the Fellows brothers.
Doesn't look a very nice man.
You ain't whistling Dixie, Pixie. But the whisper is it was Mr. Lionel who set up the Cochrane killings last year and took over the McNally operation.
You're kidding. The McNally mob?
Not anymore. It's the Fellows mob now. Okay, ladies. I'm sorry I'm going to have to take all these photos back. Mrs. Reynolds wants to look through them before you see them.
Yeah, I'm not surprised, but you can tell the ones of her in the shower didn't come out too well anyway.
Yeah, well, come on, Liz. Got them all? Hurry up, please. And that one as well. Thank you, Smith. Thank you. Now, find something else to fill your time.
What are you going to do with that, Bee?
Just hang on to it for a while. You never know. It might be very valuable. Good evening, Mrs. Reynolds. Did you want to see me?
Yes, I want to apologise for being an Indian giver.
Oh?
These photos my son sent in for you. I'm afraid he sent in some important ones by mistake.
Oh, well, the women were wondering why you'd taken them back.
Yes, well, I'll return them as soon as Paul's sorted out the ones he needs.
Oh, good. They were very pleased with them.
Did they get to see them?
Oh, just a glance. Mrs. Powell came in just as we were going through them.
It's just that one or two are missing. They didn't happen to keep any by any chance, did they?
No, I don't think so. I'll ask when I get back if you like.
Thank you. Well, that's all I wanted.
Oh, he's a good photographer, your son.
Yes, he's not bad. He's hoping to make a career of it.
I'm sure he will. He has just the knack of catching people when they least expect it.
Dr. McIntyre to reception, please. Dr. McIntyre.
Excuse me. I was wondering where I could find Dr. Marlowe.
You're speaking to him.
Oh, I'm Meg Morris from Wentworth Detention Centre. I was wondering how Brandy Carter was this morning.
Well, physically, she's all right. Luckily, we got to her in time.
But,
Well, it's just that her attitude seems to change every 5 minutes. She came in ranting and raving. You wouldn't have thought she was a potential suicide. Then she went into a deep depression. She just won't talk to anybody.
have the police come in to see her?
Yes, but they didn't get very far. I'd like to get a psychiatrist to have a look at her. But I suppose I'd better get in touch with your department first.
I'm sure if you ring Mrs. Reynolds at Wentworth, she'll arrange it for you.
Good. Would you like to see her?
Oh, yes, please.
This way?
Brandy? Brandy, I want to ask you some questions. Look, we've got to know the answers before we can help you. Where did you get that bottle from? Did one of the other women get it for you? Have they been harassing you?
The police got exactly the same reaction. She just clams up. I can't even get her to tell me how she's feeling.
Laura, I want you to talk to me.
Oh, so that's her real name. I didn't think anyone would be christened Brandy.
No. I was just trying something, that was all.
Well, anything's worth a try at this stage. It's beyond my scope, I'm afraid. I really think psychiatric help is what she needs.
Yes, I'm sure you're right.
Thank you.
They're gonna get you now, you bitch. They're gonna get you for trying to kill me. They mustn't find out. They mustn't.
Oh, good morning, Mr. Douglas.
That remains to be seen. Now, what's this all about? I hope you can explain what is so important that you had to drag me all the way out here.
Certainly. My son's a budding photographer. He took some pictures of Parliament House recently. This is one of them.
I see. How many people have seen this?
As far as I know, just myself, my son Paul, and Mr. Wallace. He's a neighbour.
3 people. 3. That's quite enough.
That is Lionel Fellows, isn't it?
Yes. Tell me, where's your son now?
At home, why?
Because this is very important departmental business and highly confidential. It'd be very dangerous if it leaked out.
To whom?
Well, I'm afraid I can't tell you that. I can only assure you that heads would roll. Now, I must have the negative and all the copies. Do you understand?
All right, I'll ask Paul this evening.
No, now.
No.
Well, I'm sure there's nothing on your desk that can't wait for an hour or so. Shall we go?
Hey, guess who I just saw going into Renault's office?
Douglas.
How did you know?
Oh, just a wild guess, but I imagined that she'd be onto him first thing this morning.
Yeah, I bet he's packing death.
Well, that slimy bugger, he'd get his way out of anything.
Oh, I don't know. If it was McNally, he might, because McNally was always mixing with the hobnobs. But the Fellows brothers are just thugs. It's a well-known fact.
Well, what's their line?
Well, you name it. Dope, pimping, protection, bank job.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought that Douglas would get mixed up in that sort of thing.
Oh, I don't know. They reckon that Squizzy Taylor was a real gentleman. Did I ever